Have you ever wanted to punch up engagement during your live show with a quiz, poll, or game?
It's more of an interactive wildlife experience.
What about streaming your recorded content as if it were live? Maybe you're tired of the same old limitations of your streaming platform.
I can do more than cook.
Or perhaps you're brand new to this space and looking for a tool to bring it all together. Today, I'm doing a full product overview of LiveReacting, touted as professional live streaming software in your browser to create branded live videos, interactive live shows, interviews, and much more, all while streaming to multiple destinations. The feature list on this one might shock you. Be sure to check the chapter markers to jump around in the video to see the feature that interests you most. Now, let's dive in. So here we are at LiveReacting's pricing page. Now, their main page is this one, but I wanted to start with pricing because quite honestly, their pricing is competitive. You'll see that they have a free plan. They have the small plan, they have medium and large, and their features are different than our normal everyday streaming platforms. They do some things based on your streaming time, and you can stream for 24 hours on some of the plans, 8 hours on some of the plans, 1 hour on the small plan. So some of that is going to be relative and you will need to compare and contrast. But for the most part, a lot of the functions and features are similar to the platforms that we're used to. So now, how do they stack up? Well, the closest in features is EVMux, and that's what we have on screen right now. And you can see 0 for the free, basic is 19, pro is 39. And so LiveReacting is essentially right in that vein. They have scenes as well. They have web widgets or WebM videos. You can do all that with LiveReacting as well as EVMux. So that's a fairly good comparison in terms of some of the things that you'll see there. So that pricing kind of holds if you look at that, 0, 19, and 39 for EVMux, and then 0, 16, and 33 for LiveReacting. Again, these are all pricing based on if you paid for the year up front. If you were paying monthly, it goes up a bit, but they're comparable in that vein as well. Now let's take a look at Restream. Restream does not, I think they still have a free plan, but I don't know, they don't have it here listed for us to see in terms of what are some of those features. You can see that standard plan is 16, the professional plan is 41. And again, that's fairly similar to LiveReacting as well, just slightly more expensive on one side, but fairly comparable on the other side. And Restream has actually set themselves up with scenes as well. So there is some features and functions that are comparable with Restream as well. Then of course we've got StreamYard, $36 for the core plan, $69 for the advanced plan, and that does not hold up at all. But of course they are the big guy, right? They're the ones that we have to topple if you're gonna topple someone. Everybody's aiming for StreamYard. But I will say this, you can actually use LiveReacting in conjunction with your favorite streaming platform. You'll see some of that functionality in just a second. But this is the pricing breakdown, and the price, in my opinion, is right. And so if you are in the market for a platform, this is one that I would recommend you add to your list and just take a look at it. We're going to run through a number of these functions and features in today's video. This is the main page for their website, but if you're already logged in, you can just click on the My Dashboard button here at the top, and it's going to take you into the system. I'm going to go into the studio in a second, but this is your main dashboard. You can see your projects, which is kind of like shows. You have your broadcast, which doesn't have anything for me right now, but this would be where things have been scheduled to stream or where I already had a stream done. You also have File Manager. You can upload files here, like overlays and graphics, maybe even videos. You can see my Coaching Corner video here already uploaded for me to use as one of the demonstration items for today's video. You have all these pieces here, projects being kind of the main place that you'll live, and you can click here to add a new project just kind of from scratch, and that's kind of what I've done. But you also have the ability to do a simple pre-recorded video, a trivia game with hosts, simple trivia game, 24/7 lo-fi chat, lo-fi plus this chat overlay. I mean, really, they've created some templates, a lot of templates that you could go through and utilize for, you know, as a launch pad for your live show. Similar to kind of like a Canva type of style where you don't necessarily have to figure it all out for yourself. You can just kind of go grab one of these templates and customize it, which I think is really cool. You do have these other categories here as well. You have pre-recorded games, polls, countdowns, live show, giveaways, 24/7. Those are kind of the categories that you have here. And so that is a really cool distinction between some of the other platforms. You kind of just log in and it is what it is. You do what you do. You make of it what you will. But here, at least, you've got some templates that you can work with to be able to kind of launch you quicker. And so that's what that looks like for for your main dashboard, and so for your projects for your show. And so here we're actually in the studio. And I'm just gonna, you know, close some things out and let you drink it in for just a second. This is what it looks like. If they have dark mode, I have not found it yet, but this is what it looks like. Hopefully that is something that is there. And if it's not, that's hopefully something that they can add. But you've got your main program window here. If you have guests, they come in at the top. We'll look at that in a little bit. If you have a chat, you can look at them over here. We'll look at that first. You have your auto layouts. These are the ones that we're pretty much familiar with from all the different platforms. You have your auto layouts for EVMux. That's kind of like your dynamic scenes. For StreamYard, it's just your basic layouts that are across the bottom right underneath the program window. That's where your auto layouts are. Then you also have scenes here. You have the ability to sync. So if you make changes while live, you have this checkbox that says auto sync, which means as you're making those changes, your audience will see them. But if you have it unchecked, you'll be able to make changes and then click to sync, and then those changes will be seen on live, kind of like your program and preview. You can make your edits in preview and then publish them to program. This is broadcast, y'all. So really cool features all the way around. Let's start with destinations. So if we click here on the wheel right at the top, you'll see that comes up with some settings. And so you have a number of settings here. One of the things you'll need to do, of course, is to set up your destinations. And if you hit this plus sign here, let's get that. There's your plus sign. You have all of these different platforms that you can connect: Facebook business page, profile, or group. You can do YouTube. You can do Instagram. They have a feed, Insta feed, that they're using to be able to set some things up for Instagram. Otherwise, you can just set it up as RTMP, pretty much like all the other platforms. So you have Instagram, then you also have Twitch. You do have a custom RTMP option, TikTok for what that's worth, Telegram, and then of course LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is RTMP, so they haven't actually got that connected just yet. But I've connected a couple of Facebook pages and YouTube profiles that we can definitely test some things out with in a little bit, but I wanted you to kind of get a feel for what that looks like in terms of setting up your destinations. Once your destinations are set up, then you can schedule your stream, or you can just go live immediately. Right now I have this thing set to I'll stop live stream manually, and of course this is because LiveReacting's main thrust is, of course, this longevity, the ability to stream interactively even without you being there. You've got an AI host, they've got different videos that can be played one after the other. They're really making it set up to where this is almost another member of your team. So if you uncheck this, you can actually set your duration, your length in time minutes, and you can even adjust it to video length. If you have a video that's going to play, you can adjust it there, set your duration, and after that duration it will go offline. And you can set your scheduling in terms of the date and time you want to go live, and when you go live, it will go live for that particular amount of time, and then after that you will be back offline. So that's pretty cool as well. But I'm gonna, for my test, just gonna go live without actually setting a time limit or anything like that. So yeah, we won't save anything, but at least you've seen destinations and you've seen kind of live setup. While in there, let me just select one of them. I'm going to select let's do preach dat and uncheck that one. You do have the ability to put in title, description, your duration, and your thumbnail. So if you click on advanced settings down here, you can actually upload a thumbnail. You can do some different things, and you can change your privacy. So this one I was going to do unlisted. And again, I will stream in just a little bit, but I want to kind of walk you through some of the other functions, features in the studio before we do that. So let's say don't save, we'll leave it at that. So that's the first piece. We wanted to make sure that you understand that. Comments is what I wanted to touch on next. And you can see what this comment looks like. This is a test demo comment that's in the system for you to be able to take a look at some things. I like the transparency of it. If you click on settings right here where comments are, you can dial in your branding in terms of your color, and you can change the comment to simple. In fact, I'm going to turn off this auto hide feature because that is a really nice feature as well, but it does auto hide the comment, and I need that comment in order to showcase what simple looks like and see what that looks like. Now we can showcase what default looks like. And you can notice here there's a checkbox that says animated transition. So every time we change it, you'll see what that transition is for that particular theme for your comments. And so that's how comments will animate on screen. You can choose to put it in the top left as well, and you can see that the animation is slightly different up there. But you know, just depending on how you have your show designed, bottom left is probably going to be safer. You don't want it across your head. And then, like I mentioned before, you have this auto hide feature. So I can actually change this to, 15 seconds. And then after 15 seconds, it will auto hide. And then I can click to add another one to the screen. So if I close there, that's what comments look like. Don't have to have it open all the time. You can get some of that screen real estate back. But it is nice to have that, on either side of your program window so that you have that there. The other side of the program window is the scenes, y'all. This is absolutely wild. This is our scenes list right here. At the very bottom, you have your audio. And so everything is added to every particular scene. So when you're creating a scene, you will add in your camera, you will add in your audio, you add in those pieces. And so let's just create a brand new scene. So I'm going to click here to create a brand new scene. And this is what that scene looks like currently. Right now, there's nothing there. We can decide whether we want to do a chat overlay, web page, AI host, giveaway. We can do text and these are all layers that you're adding in right as you get ready to open a new scene. So boom, we hit the plus sign. Here we've got a scene, and I'm going to keep this very simple. I'm just going to say I want an image to start with, right? I'm going to select my background. I can move that around and make that take up the whole background, right? Because, kind of want that on the background. Once I have that in place where I'd like it to be, then I can hit the lock button so that that layer is done. When I go back over to here, you can see that I can delete it, I can show it or hide it, I can duplicate it, I can pin this layer, or I can move it to an additional scene. So I'm going to go back to layers, go back to add new layer and click on video. And now we're going to go to webcam, and with webcam, some options will show up. I'm going to choose my camera, this main camera, and I'm going to choose my microphone, Rodecaster Pro Stereo, and click connect, and boom, that camera is there now. And I'm just going to have that take up the whole screen too. And this is where you have some options. Once you add a camera and a background to the screen, you can now, don't necessarily have to do this as a design scene anymore. You have the option to go to auto layout. And once you get to auto layout, you can then say, all right, I want this to be like this. And then that will change your layout that way. Or you can change it to this one here. We can select this camera again. Let's add that back. So you can change that to that, or you can change it to other layout. Now this is only going to make sense when we add another camera. So let's add another camera. Let's do video, web camera. And this time we're going to do I think we'll do the top down shot, which is great. No mic is able to be added for this, but I do want you to see that you can add an additional camera. So now that camera is there on screen. We can go back to all layers. We have these layers set up like this. The layers are set up for the auto layouts, and the auto layouts is basically what we're used to from all the other platforms that we've ever used in terms of streaming. If you've never used a streaming platform before, then your auto layouts is kind of the easy button. You don't have to design things, you have to fit things in. This will just work the way that you want it to. As long as you have that background back there, you can basically do anything you want. You can do picture in picture, you can do all the different things. And if you want, you can hide that background, or you can hide that other camera, and that will take up the whole screen. So, with auto layouts, it is going to, it's going to, make some changes where that's concerned. Let's unhide that camera. And so here you'll see that these things are in blue. We want to add this to the layout. And once we add it, you'll see that the red icon is there. Now, this other layer is not added to the auto layer. So these auto layers are the ones that are in red. So you can see here, remove from auto layout, remove from auto layout. But this bottom layer is not in red. It says you can add it to the auto layout, but you don't want to do that because that's your background. So you have your auto layouts, and with your audio layouts, you have this new kind of interface that you can utilize. Then you have, the different formats and functions that you have here. With that said, let's just take a look real quick at what it looks like to add a guest. And so if we go to the guests option here at the top, go to your invite guest and copy that invite link and then send it to your guest, which would be the way you would be able to do that. In my case, I'm going to just go to a incognito window, drop that link in, and I'm going to set myself up. So let me see here. Let's change this to what we got the right camera. Well, let's get the right microphone, which is we're going to be the same camera. And now we're going to call ourselves guest and simply say join. So this is what your guests will see if you're utilizing this platform. So we're going to mute this microphone, but yeah, this is what that guest will see. And what I would also recommend is that you mute the site if you're using this particular way of doing it. But anyway, this is what that guest will see when they're in the studio as a guest. And so that's what that looks like. They're not added to the screen. You're not in the broadcast yet. So that's what your guest sees. Your guest can also see the chat. For, let's say you're streaming to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, you can see the chat, maybe not from LinkedIn, but you can definitely see the chat comments that are coming in from Facebook and YouTube, and you'd be able to see what's happening there. So now we go back to our studio and you can see that this guest has been added here, and we can add that guest to the auto layout. And once we have them added to the auto layout, we can now adjust. We have two guests here, and even in this scene, we can say, okay, well, we want the guest to be primary, or I want my camera to be primary, and it will auto adjust those cameras because of the way that the auto layout is set up. You can have it set up around the bottom with a cropped camera on the top, and again, you can adjust to say, okay, I want to show my top down or show my background, whichever works best. You can have the cluster of cameras on the right side, or you can have them on the left side. You can have a set where it's cropped. One camera is bigger, the others are kind of just fit in there. And again, you can drop them one or the other into that scene, whichever works best. Again, this is a little bit even bigger. And then here, yet again, even bigger. It's very similar to the last one, but just cropped a little bit. Here you've got all three, and then here we're back to that original scene. So a lot of different functionality and options in terms of your auto layouts. And then there's a number of other things that we can check out here as well. So I do want to showcase, of course, my host scene, which is this scene here. And in this scene, we have just my camera, just one layer. That's it. And actually, that's how I usually start my show. And then I go to my next scene, which is my intro video. And you'll see that in this video, All right, if we pause that video real quick, but in this video, you are seeing that we have some options, right? So we're playing this video. This video is added as a layer. We can change the video file, but here you can change the video file simply by going here, and then it'll show you all your videos that you can play. And of course, you can upload videos. You can lock this. You can, of course, delete it, hide it, or show it, duplicate it, pin it. This is all in this video scene, which is great. And you can set your loop, set your opacity. You can actually loop the video if you want. You can set the volume of the video. That's pretty cool. But then lastly, you have the ability to go to auto layout. Okay, I'll automatically switch to scene. We want to switch to host with overlay. So you get to decide. I'm going to mouse over this. You can see what this says. Switch to another scene automatically once the video ends. So when live and you play your video, you're able to select what scene this video will go to when it ends. Funny enough, this is something that I just sent into another platform as a recommendation as they're looking to roll out scenes. But you definitely want the ability for a video when it ends not to just end and sit there. I don't want to have to do something as the host. I want the video to end and go to another scene. I want the video to end or end the broadcast. That's the kind of thing that you want to have happen. That helps to automate some things while live. So that's a great function and feature right there. Here is another layout that I have designed. And again, I can just, even though I have a guest up there, I can hide some of these things so that I have more screen real estate. In this scene, you'll see there's 3 layers, just my overlay. Right, that's the overlay. You can see my main camera is there, and then you can see the background is there, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of cropped in a little bit, but this is a pretty cool way to be able to set your stuff up. I do like that they have a comments widget. So I've got a scene here where I've got my comments widget already set up and ready to go. And so I can have this as I'm streaming to be able to look at my comments on screen with me. This is great engagement for those of you who stream to multiple destinations. You want to make sure that you have the ability to showcase some of those comments that are coming in from Facebook to your YouTube viewers, but also your comments from YouTube to your Facebook viewers. So sometimes bringing this on screen kind of takes down the amount of work you got to do by clicking every comment that comes in. So this is a really dope scene. See, some of these other scenes I will explain a little more on after we go live, because it will be good to see how they function when we are live. So in that case, let's actually go live. So I'm going to utilize 2 pages. One is both of them are for the same handle, which is one that I manage, and we're going to go on YouTube and Facebook. And so here I'm going to change this and change the YouTube privacy to unlisted for YouTube, and you can change your quality as well. And you can see here we could recommend keeping the audio quality at 128, and that's for most social media destinations, but this is your audio quality. I'm not going to schedule. I'm not going to have it automatically end. I'm just going to have it set like that. Say, definitely for YouTube, you definitely want to make sure you have a title and description. And so you want to make sure some things are set up like that. Let's hit save. And now that we have it saved, we are essentially ready to go live. So I'm going to go back to my main host scene, and we're going to click to go live. So here, and it's just telling you again, you will need to stop the live manually, or it will be stopped once you exceed your maximum stream duration. But with that said, we will click yes to go live. And so starting in approximately, you have that little countdown right there that gives you a little bit of confidence in terms of what's happening and how this is going to work. Right? So connecting, and it's preparing, says 4, 3, 2, 1. And now it's connecting everything in. It's got everything synced up, and we are live. So I'm going to just go ahead and close it, change my camera there. There we go. You see where it says now that we have synced and auto, so we can actually make sure that this is synced. As I make changes, that those changes are synced to live. Let's go over to the platform. Okay, don't save. We want to go over to the platform. Oh, we had an error with Facebook, but either way, I want to go over to YouTube and put in a couple of comments. You can see what that looks like, and you can see the quality level is there as well, which is pretty cool. So that's what it looks like on YouTube. And now we're back over here on the stream. We can go into the stream and you can see that those comments have come in, and I can show them by showing them, clicking the show button. Hi there. Looks a little bit better with the actual picture and the actual avatar. So that's pretty cool. See what those look like. And again, if I go to the settings, I can change the way the comments display, and I can change to a different one as well. Again, just keeping in mind that of course I still have that 15-second timer on it. So you have that. So good to be here. All the different things and ways that you can actually showcase these. So let's go to settings. Let's turn off the auto hide and go back to modern. And that's how that's going to look. So that's pretty good. So we will hide these comments, and we'll even bring that back over here. Let's go back over to our scene that we built, which has the other two cameras in it. We can actually set this up to where it is it's kind of cropped into both, and let's go and take a look at what that looks like over on YouTube. You can see what that looks like there as well. You're going to see it change. That's what your viewers will see. So again, really cool stuff that you can be able to do. Now we can kind of test out some of these other features and functions. If I go to the host plus comments, it says new comments will appear here. So hopefully those there they are. There's the comments that we already saw, and you can see what those look like. That's pretty cool. And again, it allows for everybody on all the platforms to see what's going on. This one is a web widget scene, and you can see what that looks like. You can see that this is a web page. I'm going to disable auto layout so that I can actually play with some of this stuff. And here, I'm going to click on web widget. You'll see that I have my URL, but even more importantly, you'll see that there is tutorials and common questions. And here, they kind of walk you through what the web widget is and how you can utilize it. A lot of people use Stream Elements to do triggers when somebody subscribes, view count, that kind of thing. So you can have that as an overlay on top of your video, that it looks like that. So I don't have a web widget ready, but I did want you to see that they have that explanation already there for you, so you can see what that looks like. And again, that's pretty dope that you can set this up this way and have yourself designed in a scene. What I love about scenes is the ability to just kind of go to the scene and see what that scene looks like. You also have games. Here is let's not skip. So here is an interactive poll that I have selected and designed. Every scene that you click on new layer, you click on the new layer icon, you have all of these options here. And so you have, this one is the poll option, and we will look at the interactive games option, and we'll also look at the giveaway option. So those are some of the pieces there. You can see what that looks like. What is your favorite fruit? Okay, so now all we've got to do is comment with the option text to vote. Only one entry is accepted. Now I only have one person watching, so I'm gonna say my favorite fruit is a pineapple. So we're just gonna have to type that correctly, Pineapple. And once I type that in, it will come into the comment section, and hopefully we'll be able to see how that animates on screen for those who are watching online. You can see, boom, one vote. That's really cool. That type of interaction that the platform gives you right here without having to go anywhere else, without having to do anything else, without having to share a screen in or anything like that. That is really awesome that you can actually do that. And again, some of these functions and features can be used along with some of the other streaming platforms as well. So that's one. Here's another where you have a giveaway and it says waiting for participants, right? So it's live right now and it says waiting for participants. I'm just bringing my camera back up. And so yes, let's go back to YouTube, and so you can see the instruction here says type hashtag HIAW in the comments, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. HIAW, and I'm going to type it with the hashtag as well, just in case you need both. Type hashtag HIAW in the comments. So now I've done that, and it says waiting for participants, and hopefully it will pick me up. Now there we go, Kirk Nugent has joined, and so you see my name there. Now it hopefully let's actually go back to this page and switch accounts so we can actually comment from a different account, and we'll see how that goes. Let's go back to here and we'll pull that back up again, right? Under this different account now. Yes. And I'm going to say the same thing, hashtag HIAW. And so now at least there'll be two that we can utilize and choose from in our giveaway. So under normal circumstances, you'd have, a number of people in your giveaway, but here now we have two. So I'm going to go back into my system here and we can actually trigger it to do the giveaway. So we can say draw winner, right? Just by clicking here, draw winner, and it will do its own thing. So boom, you see that it is going between the two, picking the winner is on screen. Let's go over back to here where we can actually see that happen live, and we're waiting. A little bit of delay. Oh, there we go. Says Kirk Nugent is the winner. It looks like I won, y'all. Again, all interactive from your browser-based studio. No bolt-ons, nothing that you have to add. This is a really cool feature. Didn't have to share a screen in. Didn't have to do anything. Let's go to live here. Boom, there we go. So didn't have to do anything, didn't have to share a screen, didn't have to bring in any templates or widgets or extensions into your browser. This is all built into your studio, and I think that is absolutely cool for anybody that is looking for that kind of thing. Here is another scene that has an interactive game, and if you go to the game itself, you can see some of the things that are designed there. If we just go to all layers and then go to new layer, we can go to interactive games, and you'll see that there are several games that are here: trivia game, word search game, last comment, several things. But I think you get the idea around the interactive nature of the platform and how they intend for you to be able to use it. And so those are some of the things that I wanted to kind of showcase as we take a look at this platform for what it is, and for how we can actually use it. Maybe it may be an option for somebody. So I'm just ending the live now. You can see that that is ended. I still have access to my stream. I still have access to go and reschedule again and go live again should I want to do that. I can go back to my dashboard now and refresh it and go to broadcast and see that I do have one that is here. I'll have to figure out my Facebook settings for that particular Facebook page, but that I have streamed to another Facebook page and didn't have any issues. So I think we just need permissions on this one. But you can see this is what that looks like there. You still have this ability to come back in here, go live again without having to create another studio. I still have my guests in the studio doing their own thing. So you have a lot of functionality right here inside LiveReacting. If I did not show it before, you can change your orientation right here. You can change your orientation to square. You can change it to portrait as well. So you can stream in 9:16 or 1:1. So you have those abilities to do that as well. You can play videos. You can, of course, do scenes, layers. It's very much a pro setup. You also have plugin mode where you can integrate some of the LiveReacting functions and features into other platforms. But that is essentially a lot of the different things that you can do with this system. I know. That was a ton of features and we moved through them kind of quickly, but I'm hoping that you saw what you needed to see. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did it live up to the hype? Are you interested? Get a free trial by going to kirkrnugent.live/livereacting. In the coming weeks, I'll release some feature-specific videos covering steps to stream pre-recorded video, stream a trivia game, or do an automated giveaway. Be sure to subscribe to be notified when those videos are released. On this channel, I give you the step-by-step guides and practical tutorials for the do-it-yourself video creator that learns visually. Plenty of video resources at your fingertips. Check one of these out and I'll see you over there, fam. Check it out and I'll see you over there. Until then, it's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful for your time and attention. We'll see you around these internet streets or in the next video. Grace and peace.